Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. Well guys, this is very unprecedented. As we're halfway through the show Skeleton Crew, Disney have provided their first official comment on the cancellation of The Acolyte, while also providing updates for the future of Star Wars streaming and Star Wars movies. Ooh, we've got some juicy stuff, some pretty major reveals. We finally have some official insight. So you're probably wondering, well, what happened? Basically, Vulture.com sat down with two of Bob Iger's top lieutenants, as they word it, two of his acolytes. Get it? Acolytes? Two of the top people at the Disney Corporation, Dana Walden and Alan Bergman, co-chairs of Disney Entertainment, who oversee the entire division of content creation. They're the ones right at the top, overseeing the business side of the Disney Plus streaming platform. So they're in the know about data, statistics, what's worked and what hasn't. And so in light of the upcoming shift Star Wars is going to make back to the big screen, it's interesting to hear what they have to say about The Acolyte and other shows. The question was put forward to them, where is the Star Wars IP headed? They were asked, what is the plan? What is Star Wars going to do going forward? And before we get into the nitty-gritty of the comments they gave, just keep in mind guys, Disney's a corporation. These two individuals are trained in corporate speak. They're never going to be fully transparent. They're looking out for the interests of the company and just trying to make Disney look good. So keep that in mind. And we do know from previous interviews with other executives, not everything they say or announce comes to fruition. Plans change, promises can be very in the moment and very empty. So with this in mind, let's take a look at what they said about the past, present, and future of Star Wars. On the cancellation of The Acolyte, because that's the big topic. And yes, they do finally confirm it's not being renewed for a season 2. Bergman essentially says it was all down to the budget. Here is the direct quote. So as it relates to The Acolyte, we were happy with our performance. That's a very strange way to put it. Is he talking about the literal performances in the show? Because they certainly weren't happy with the budget and the viewership. But it wasn't where we needed it to be, given the cost structure of that title. Again, too high a budget, very low return on investment. That's all it comes down to. So then something more positive. Skeleton Crew is in process now, so we'll see. We've seen some growth on that. We'll see how that goes. As you said, the reviews have been excellent on Skeleton Crew. But it's interesting he notes, Skeleton Crew may have increased subscribers this winter. So again, are they trying to just save face? Are they trying to be optimistic? Make the public think everything's hunky-dory, it's all going well? That goes against Variety's Illuminate data, which suggests, despite the good reviews, it's not doing well in terms of viewership. We're only halfway through the show. Time will tell. Word of mouth is going to be a big factor for this show. So those are his comments on the most recent 2 shows. No real surprise there, but this is the first official comment from Disney. It's not Bob Iger or Kathleen Kennedy speaking, but these two are very high up at Disney. And in this case, they're trying to shut down any speculation there's going to be a second season of The Acolyte, and that's seemingly the end of the matter. On the subject of other Star Wars projects, they were asked about the Mandalorian and Grogu, and to me, there is no escaping the fact the decision to make this the next Star Wars movie is a cash grab. It's an attempt at a fast win, because Star Wars merchandise is still doing really well globally, but on the visual media front, they're kind of in panic mode. The downward trend ain't good. And The Mandalorian and Grogu is the perfect way to bring fans back. At least they think so. And so Bergman's asked, what is it like turning a series into a movie and a movie series into a show? And this was in light of the original plans for Moana 2 and the situation with Mando. And he says this, with The Mandalorian, as we looked at our Star Wars slate, we made the same kind of consideration, but it's really title by title. But for us, looking at big franchises, this is the important bit guys, there is nothing like a theatrical release because of the marketing power you get across the world. And because we're a global service, these titles play everywhere. So they want to expand, they want to get The Mandalorian in front of more eyeballs. If we read between the lines, my dear friends, if we read between the lines, it's pretty obvious Disney Plus doesn't have the same reach as the cinema. There is nothing like being excited for a new Star Wars movie, and they've realized this. The dwindling numbers of Disney Plus subscribers, Disney Plus Star Wars viewership, it's time to bring back the movies. And Mando and Grogu is pretty safe, and watch them do to Grogu what they're doing with Lilo and Stitch, the live-action remake. Watch Grogu be the face of the movie. His adorableness is his marketability. With the right trailer, the right hype, I think they can pull in a big box office. But now something more pressing. Are the rumors true that Star Wars is kind of giving up, in a rather soft way, on future streaming shows? Aside from Andor, aside from Ahsoka Season 2, is it mostly just going to be films? He says no. Here's the quote. In terms of what's coming up, we have Andor Season 2, which I'm really excited about. It's excellent. And then we have Ahsoka Season 2, which Dave Filoni is leading. And then we're looking at a number of additional series that are in development. Ooh, the assumption was that they didn't greenlight anything after Ahsoka, because they're so focused on the Rey movie, the Mandalorian movie, Sean Levy's movie, the Mangold movie. But no, there are unannounced projects in the works. Hopefully some are animated, but as long as they take their time to get things right. We know Lucasfilm and Disney's scheduling is all over the place, so take everything they're saying with a huge grain of salt. We shouldn't hang on their every word. But the reassuring part is this. The shows have to be great, and when we're in the position where we think we have all we want, we're going to move forward. If true, and it is a rather big if, it's music to our ears, because maybe they're starting to learn from their mistakes. You can't just put out a high volume of shows expecting all of them to be good. The Star Wars name merits respect, time, care, and attention. Don't flip-flop around, don't half-ass stories. Even if the output is slower, if the quality is there, the fandom will wait, and the Star Wars IP will be stronger long term. Some say it's too late, the damage has been done. He finishes with this. When the time is right and when we're ready, we'll make announcements as to what those are. No real specific information, but something that isn't addressed. Is Disney Plus the best place to deliver a Star Wars story? The answer to that is subjective. There are fans who enjoy the format. But generally speaking, it's not been the most successful for Star Wars. It was at first, during 2019-2020, but it's been downward since. But 2025 has a lot of hope. Andor Season 2 is great, he's seen every single episode, he's praised it, and believe it or not, my dear friends, we do have some new stills. These are amazing. Mon Mothma, in her final days as an Imperial Senator, working at her desk. Bix and Cassian having a deep conversation, maybe about their relationship, maybe about the rebellion, and finally a frame from what was reportedly one of the most expensive but impressive sequences from the entirety of the season. Andor piloting a new type of TIE. In my breakdown of the footage from a month or two ago, I did say this looks a bit like the TIE Avenger. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. What do you make of all of this news? And how Disney responded to the cancellation of The Acolyte. If you enjoyed this one, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, check me out on X, check me out on Patreon, the link is down below. But until the next one, my dear friends, may the Force be with you, always.